Marshall with the Crusaders. Scott Robinson. Yep. Scott Robinson.
Close. Rip straight off.
Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, bro.
Welcome back to the group chat. Thursday's show means our odds-on edition. Phil, what have we got on slate for this weekend? What's tickling you?
Massive revenge game, I think, like Las Vegas. If you look back to that Raiders game, 30 points to 8. So big game at home this weekend. And it's almost like back-to-back sold-out matches almost. I think AFC are close to selling out, if not already
If they've not sold out already,
with the extended season.
Yeah, surely.
So that's like back-to-back. It's going to be some kind of record. I don't know.
Yeah.
Two different sports codes, same stadium, selling out.
Getting 60,000
Saturday,
through Mount
Sunday.
Smart. Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday.
See what the field looks like on Sunday. But those two games, obviously, AFC up 1-0. So big second leg. I think those two are the main massive ones. And the other one for me, probably the Dolphins game.
Oh, okay.
Dolphins, Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah.
Bulldogs with a few players out. And then Panthers, Knights is one to keep on the radar. I know the Knights are terrible, but Panthers have 7 omissions.
Yep.
So if the Knights are going to win one more game this season, it might just be this one.
So you reckon they're in with a chance for this one? Maybe.
Ironically, yes, I do. I know they're terrible, but I think if there
and
is
they
a
lose
week,
their best player too,
if there
Kalen
is a
Ponga.
week, yeah.
Yeah,
But, if Fletcher Sharp moves to fullback, it's not the end of the world.
yeah, no, I hear
Their
that.
halves combinations have been dire anyway, so change it up. Only missing Bradman Best, unfortunately, but Anyway, it's going to be an interesting game.
It will be. And there's a big one in the Super Rugby too. Moana Pacifica take on the Chiefs. The only team left, the only New Zealand team left to not be beaten by Moana Pacifica. And Moana have a chance to do something some Australian teams haven't done in the history of Super Rugby, and that is knock off all 5 New Zealand teams in the same Super Rugby season. However, last time they met, the Chiefs did put 50 on their heads. So,
correct.
I don't know. It's a big one. It's whether Moana played their final last week against the Blues. Who knows if they can come out, back it up again this week against the Chiefs. That will be massive. But we'll get into that.
The performance, wasn't it?
We have our 50-22 versus 40-20, which once again you've taken a massive stranglehold of. We've got our locks versus laughs. $10 to $1,000 challenge. Got up the first rung, so we'll move on. Choose what we're doing for the second bet, and then we'll wrap it up and enjoy the weekend. So
beautiful. We
might as well get into it with the hosted pot is the first thing on the agenda. So first leg, hosted pot for this semi-final. Goran hosted it at Tyler Street Sports Bar. I've got the numbers here. So we ended up with $4,560 in the pot to pay with. Now,
everyone chucking in like $10 each.
$10 each. So what? There's 456 people to buy in, and that, which is pretty good numbers for our first ever pot.
Yeah.
Betcha, we then topped it up with 50% bonus cash. So we just had under $7,000 to play with. And Goran, he hit a Frankie DeVries anytime assist at $8.50.
Yep.
And he had Auckland FC or draw to return. He had $5,750 in the pot. So net profit is up, which is good.
That is profit. Yeah, that's what
profit is profit. And I mean, I was with Goran on Saturday night, and it was pretty squeaky bum time for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And the DeVries assist really pulled the weight. However, the Nata Moreno goal should have been goal. That went post to post. Would have got the pot up over 20K. Because that would have hit correct score to be 2-0, game to be won by exactly 2 goals, Auckland FC over 1.5 goals, and over 1.5 total goals to hit an $11,000 same game multi.
Yeah.
So we were this close.
So there was a few in the mix then.
There were,
that would have based off that one extra goal.
Yeah, so that one extra goal, if that goes in, instead of having 5,750 at the end, we're up over 20K. We're north of 20K. So, in saying that, we're running it back for the second leg. The pot is open. It's the same group, so you can buy in. $10 again. Goran's running it back. I know he's keen. He felt like he disappointed the punters a little bit. I just pat him on the back. I said, profit's profit, mate.
Profit.
You have another chance.
Doing better than some.
100% he's doing better than some. But yeah, he's got a chance to, I guess, redeem himself this week. I don't think he needs redeeming.
That's what you want.
Exactly.
Like you chuck $10 in, you come out with profit, you've had a good time. It's exciting.
So there is that. So if you do want to buy in, have a bit of fun.
Nice.
We'll be at the game. Goran will be at the game with us.
Yeah,
Well,
live
no doubt.
too. That's
We're going to cash a live pot. That'll be sick.
Yeah.
That'll be unreal because it was fun last week at Tyler Street. I think at the game, watching it live will be an even cooler experience. That's going to be fun.
It's got to be close to a sellout by now.
Oh, 100% it will be.
Massive.
They've added
Especially
in the
if it's
extra
a good
seating.
day. Yeah.
Oh, and I think it is. I packed my sleeping bag and I'm hoping for some clear nights. But yes, I think the weather is meant to be okay for the weekend, which then should mean it holds up okay for the Warriors on Sunday.
Yeah. Please.
Anything else tickling me? I guess the Monaco Grand Prix, the most famous Grand Prix race of them all, takes place this weekend. And really the race is won on Saturday at qualifying. So keep an eye on that. But we might as well get right into the betting, shall we, Phil?
Lovely.
50-22 versus 40-20. You're killing it. So you might as well start us off.
True. I thought you wanted to talk more about, I guess, that Chiefs Moana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can. Yeah, go on.
We don't have to.
No,
I mean, but it is interesting with that top 6 fight because we were saying like how many teams they had to. It was like Blues, Chiefs, Crusaders, and it was that discussion of how many teams they're actually going to beat in this last stretch because it's a tough ask.
Oh, it's probably the hardest stretch you
knocked
could.
Blues off straight away.
Yep,
so
tick that off.
It's massive, and they're 525 against the Chiefs. So
I think it'll be closer than that. I don't see them at 525.
Yeah. I know what the points difference is there as well.
When I checked yesterday, it was 13.5, and I was happy to take Moana Pacifica at 13.5.
Okay.
That was before the teams got announced as well, so it may have come in or out either way.
Yep.
That point start gets bigger.
17.5 now.
I will be taking 17.5. Are you kidding me?
Chiefs also coming off a bye.
Yep.
And we know the teams throughout the season coming off a bye aren't doing particularly well. Hurricanes squeezed a win against a very average Highlanders side. And then the week before that, I think Crusaders came off a bye. They lost that game. So seems to be a bit of a narrative around there, coming off a bye. A little bit of not, you want to say lethargy almost? Not game
lethargy.
active.
Is lethargy a word?
Lethargic?
Yeah.
Lethargy.
Lethargy could be a word. Make it up. I like it. No, I get what you mean. And I also think they've got a point to prove.
Yeah.
They conceded 50 against the Chiefs in the last time they played. Yep. They didn't really show up in that first half.
Yep.
I think they've got it all to play for this weekend. And Artie Savir is on top of his game at the moment. He's been named Super Rugby Player of the Year. He can't be caught.
Probably had Performance of the Year too in that last game.
Performance of the Year last week against the Blues.
50-35.
Yeah.
First game.
So they did come back. Oh,
15-point differential.
Take the 17.5 right now.
17.5.
Are you kidding me?
I think this is the Chiefs we're talking about. But
yeah, I know.
Coming off a bye as well, and how the teams have been performing off a bye.
By any chance, did the Chiefs have COVID through their camp?
It's probably closer than what you expect. I don't know. Hopefully not. Not in 2025, please.
No, I do genuinely think Moana are a chance against the Chiefs. In saying that, I don't think they'll win, but I don't think they will be losing by more than 18 points.
Yeah, and they're growing in confidence. They're playing better.
100%.
They're starting to believe they can actually win games. That factors in.
So, and also by backing the 17.5, it means they can win. Like, I'm happy. I want them to win when I'm taking the plus points. But it's that precaution.
Bit of a buffer.
So, a little bit of buffer. But hope Moana can get up. I mean, if you're brave enough to get on the $5.25, was it? That is unreal.
It's a bit like me with the Knights against the Panthers. They were plus 7.5. They're now dropping to plus 5.5. So someone's backing them.
Oh, yeah, the money must be. Does that mean the money's all coming for the Chiefs in that game?
Yeah, it's sitting at $1.13.
Interesting. I don't know why you'd. It is Chiefs' home game, though, right?
It is.
Scary hours.
Also, Warriors, what? Undefeated at home. Only 2 losses this season.
5
1
wins
in Melbourne,
on the bounce.
1 in Las Vegas. 5 wins on the bounce.
Lukey Metcalf doing his thing.
Top of the Deli M.
He is filling those shoes left by Sean Johnson unbelievably well.
He is.
He is really just taking it on his own. I mean, going from having to kick the ball last year maybe 3-4 times a game, now he's kicking it 15, 16 times a game, and he's still doing what he's doing. He's marshalling the troops well. And
he's playing with very more freedom. Well. The only criticism I could have, if you're picking anything, is kicking off the tee. The conversions are
a little bit
letting us
squeaky.
down a little bit, which means
Yeah.
closer results. And
Yeah.
in the bigger games, we talked about these not scoring enough points, yada, yada, yada. So,
Well, last week when
that
I
comes
talked about
around.
I'm happy with them taking the points, like those penalties and stuff, I guess that comes into if he kicks
he's
those
picking up extra
conversions
points
better,
doing that.
we're
yeah.
doing that, but
Yeah.
you kick the conversions better,
as well. Yeah.
maybe then you don't need to take the 2-pointers because
You have that.
you've already got the extended lead.
Well, it's just more of a buffer.
Exactly.
So I like how he's playing. Absolutely. And he deserves to be at the top.
How good would it be if he can stay there? What is the date today? May 21st, 22nd. By the end of the season, Lukey Metcalf is being handed the Dally M. That would be unbelievable. And I would assume the Warriors are in the top 4.
It's probably still going to go to Ponga, and Ponga would have played like 15 games this season.
Tell me about it.
Anyway, there might be a little resurgence there. See how he plays against Origin. Maybe this is the Knights week. Knights get a dub. Ponga has game of the year for Queensland, comes back in perfect form, and
A little bit of momentum.
Adam keeps his job. Yeah, but no To'o, no Edwards, no Yeo, no Papali'i, no Martin, no Cleary. This is
It's
the
like
Knights week.
It's a shadow of their former selves, that Panthers side.
Yep.
My goodness.
Anyway,
All right, let's do it. 50-22, 40-20.
Yes.
Time for some betting. And like I said, you're killing it, so you start us off.
probably the only team this week that's kind of untouched by the changes is the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Not too surprising then. They sit at $1.33 against the Roosters, who haven't been too bad.
No, the Roosters have been quite good.
Dominic Young comes back into the lineup as well.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a defensive liability, in my opinion. Nalka Tinawasi moves to the centres with Toya being called up after 10 NRL games. What a beast.
Fair play.
Therefore, Hiroti is back. Hiroti is on the wing. Hiroti is going to score $1.88 for that one.
Yeah.
I'm also taking the Sharks to win this. I'm not taking the $1.33. I still think Roosters are a respectable side. Tedesco wasn't called up. They've still got some other big names across the board there.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharks to win by 1 to 12 is
Nice.
$2.90.
Oh, good value.
$5.29 all up.
Try score a winning margin.
Indeed.
Same game multi.
SGM. Sharks SGM.
Beautiful.
Chompers.
I like it. And well, you've had a couple of these get up, so
Yep.
fair play to you. I'm going to run for my 50-22. I had the Canes 13 plus last week, and that was a mistake. And I'm not sure if I'm going to regret this, but I'm taking the Canes again. They are underdogs over at Suncorp against the Reds. Slight underdogs.
Yep.
Paying
I like that.
$1.97. However,
Don't say 13 plus.
no, not 13 plus. I am going to take their point start though. Alternative line -3.5
Okay.
gets us at $2.50, and I'm going to partner that with, like I said, I don't think Moana are going to roll over here. I'm going to take the Chiefs 1 to 12 winning margin.
Okay.
So a Canes -3.5 with a Chiefs winning margin of 1 to 12 gets us up around $7.50. Now those odds could have changed since I last checked. But I like that. And if that's going to get me back in the game this week, it's going to get me back in the game in a huge way.
Nice.
So, Canes -3.5. Chiefs.
What happened to Moana plus 17.5? Where did
No.
that go?
I'm going to take them both.
Okay.
But I think, because
I'm going to hedge.
Moana could lose by 8, and that covers both of them. They could lose by 12, it covers both of them.
It's true.
Anyway, let's move on to our locks and our laughs. Now, this is where I've been making my dough
Indeed.
and
you
my
have.
locks.
Like 6
Hitting
in a
it
row?
last week, 6 in a row, 7 in a row, and I lose count. Anyway, the lock of the weekend is an Auckland FC victory.
Okay.
And
Is this to progress?
no, to win in
To
the
win.
90. So
Okay.
they got to win it in normal time, but I believe, and I'm really hoping here, we're going to be lucky enough to have that early payout again. For Auckland to lead at any time,
Yep.
you get paid out as a winner. Up to your first $250. RT, be responsibly. So, Auckland FC to win at $2.10. If they score and take the lead any time in that game, I'm going to get paid out as a
Lock it
winner.
up.
And that's, to me, what makes it a lock.
Okay.
Because they might draw this game. They might.
Yep.
But I think they'll take a lead at home.
Yeah.
So,
Could be
that's one.
KG until someone scores.
Yeah. How about you? Your lock?
The Waz. The Waz. Undefeated at home this season. I'm not going to jinx that, though. So, the highest scoring half to be the first half. We talked about the second scoring. the second half scoring that's sort of been a bit
Yep.
lackluster.
Yep.
And the first half of this game at Las Vegas was massive for the Raiders as well. So I'm continuing with the first half to be the high scoring. That's $2.10. I think that's the lock. Yeah.
Another first half was.
Hopefully
big.
this time it's us getting ahead and then it's us defending. As we've seen most recently these last couple of weeks. Have a great first half.
Been working, yeah.
Be solid in the second.
And that's exactly why I took was minus 0.5 first half last week. They did exactly that. So
beautiful.
I like your thinking. For my laugh, I'm going to do a little 3-leg try scorer multi for the Super Rugby. It is going to be Jonah Lowe, Ruben Love, Amoni Nawara to score at any time. Puts me up at around $11.
Sheesh.
For no reason, I just feel like I got to have a 3, like a trifecta in there.
Yep.
Why not? Why not have a trifecta?
Trifecta. Very
Exactly.
nice. Very nice. I really wanted to include these two bets in the 40-20, the Knights and the Dolphins. I was tossing up between which one to take from a points line perspective. Dolphins were initially 10.5. They moved down into 7.5. Knights were at 7.5. They moved down into 5.5. So someone's backing the underdogs here. So I'm going to take both just to win. And that's paying $7.52. I think they have a chance against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs still have Toby Sexton and they still have Burton, but their sort of forward pack is a shell of its former self. They're still dealing with injuries. Josh Curran does come back. Outside of that, though, really weird centre pairing and their bench looks B-grade, to say the least. So there's a chance here for the Dolphins to get up in a big way. They've only lost the hammer. Avarillo goes back to fullback.
Yeah.
And he's been massive this season. I want to see what he can piece up at the back there.
In the one jersey.
So Dolphins and Knights, we talked about the Panthers and the Knights game. So both of those guys to win at 7.
Nice.
52 is my laugh.
So underdogs getting up for a little giggle.
Indeed. Why not?
Cool. All right, now we got to decide on what our $10 to $1,000 ladder challenge is going to be. I did have the thought of just going on whatever the Betcha Boost is for the AFC game, and then had the realization it's max stake $20.
Right.
And we have passed that threshold. So we got to figure something out. Did you have any thoughts?
Where can we head?
I was thinking we could do a goal scorer in the game for Auckland SC, but if it's going to be KG, it's going to be hard to pick the 1 or 2 goal scorers in the game.
What about just AFC or draw then?
What are we getting for that? AFC or
It's
draw?
got to be like $1.80, maybe? $1.50?
At home?
$1.50?
I reckon you'll be around the $1.50 mark.
I haven't seen what we're paying, actually.
We're
I
paying
know
$2.10, double chance, AFC or draw, only $1.33 here.
And how much do we have to chuck into the ladder?
$25.
Okay.
So let's say
It's
we
not terrible. I
put it
would
on
say, all right.
you're getting 33 back. So we're making $8. I mean, progress is progress, but
I just don't want to double down on the AFC clean sheet aspect.
that's fair.
So
Melbourne Victory haven't scored against AFC. We could do a league.
both teams to score, no?
Both teams to score, no.
Yeah, because that's kind of in line with the clean sheet, but it's kind of, a little bit of a loophole. You're not doubling down. Both teams to score, no, $2.15. So Auckland FC could score, and they could keep a clean sheet.
Or it could be a nil or draw.
Or it could be a 0-0. They still go through.
I hear what you're saying. Should do it.
I think that's nice, $2.15.
I like it. Okay. So $25 on that gets us $53.75 up onto the second rung. Let's
Come
go,
on.
baby.
Massive.
And then hopefully it
I
gets
can't
up.
wait.
Next week we'll have 50 on the nose of sun. And I feel like at some point we got, like, if there's a big horse race coming up, we could have done it on the Kentucky Derby, but if we can get up to like $100, $200,
I don't think there's any big horse races coming up.
we could put it on a
Winter.
jumps race. We could put it on a jumps race.
Yeah, we
That could be crack up for a Saturday. Anyway, I think that's all we've got for this weekend. Is that right, Phil?
Yeah. Just UFC fight night, nothing special there, really.
Nothing crazy in the UFC this weekend.
No.
All right, that's where we will wrap it up then for this week. If you are going to have a punt, if you do want to follow along with my bets, Phil's bets, they will be on our Bet Social profiles. You can copy it from there. Do have some fun punting on the weekend. Make sure you do it responsibly.
Enjoy the double whammy at Go Media as well.
Oh, yeah. If you're on Auckland, get to the Auckland FC semi-final. Get to the Warriors on Sunday and deal with it all on Monday. There you go.
Indeed.
All right. We'll see you on Tuesday where we break it all down or once again.